Mr. Gourdomichalis, where is the freight market going?
I think that 2011 has been a very difficult year, and I think that 2012 will be even more difficult, especially on the major markets, meaning the dry and the wet, where we have a lot of oversupply of vessels, and we do have also a shortage of finance, and a lot of insecurity and uncertainty about the future. I think though that if you look at the total world, we do have a lot of long-term demand, basically coming from China, India, Africa and South America and Southeast Asia. I think that for us sitting in the West, we have to look south and east. That is where the future is. We expect to have tremendous growth over the next 10 to 20 years and the creation of a significant middle class in China, in India and Indonesia. We are talking about countries which have billions and billions of people. We're talking about countries that need tremendous infrastructure investment. We're talking about countries that will have need for energy, both energy for electricity and for industry. So we will see, I think, a growth in all the major markets. We will see a growth on the dry side and the wet side, but we're not going to see a boom. We're going to see a growth over many years. I think what is very important is that people stop ordering vessels for the wrong reasons. Lately people have been ordering vessels just because they think that they are cheap. There's a perception that new building vessels are at very attractive prices. I think that people who believe that are maybe a bit short-sighted. They seem to forget what prices of new building vessels were 15 and 20 years ago, and they only look at the past 5 or 7 years, which includes the super cycle. So in all, I think that 2012 will be a difficult year, similar to 2011. We will test again lower levels on earnings, and we should see values slide maybe another 5 to 10% in the smaller sizes, possibly, and a bit more in the larger sizes, meaning the Cape sizes. I do think that certain segments do better, will fare better. We've talked earlier today in the conference about the handy sizes and the handy maxes and how they may not have sex appeal, but they are consistent in their returns, whereas the larger vessels will not have consistent returns and will be subject to high volatility and lower freight rates, but seem to be sexy for those who are financial investors. In all, I would be optimistic in the long term though. In the short term I would be very cautious and very conservative. I think the next 12 months are difficult, very difficult. After the 12 months, I think we will see a gradual return to normality, and again, the ability to stay afloat for the next 12 months will be very important. The ability to tighten your belt and control your expenses will be extremely important. Access to capital, debt and equity, extremely important. Maybe we will also see a few failures, which is not a good thing in any market, but they are part of the process of being able to press a restart button. So I think that we should be getting ready to press a restart button within the next year or so.
Especially for the Greek shipping dry cargo companies?
I think Greek shipping dry cargo companies and also Greek shipping tanker companies, which is the major bulk of the business. We have tradition, we have experience, we have operating efficiencies.
Money? You have money?
We have much less money than what we had, is the answer. I think there is still no considerable equity available. I think there's very good relationships with banks and with capital providers. So I think Greek shipping is not easily going to go through this crisis, but I think it is well equipped to do so. And if we maybe look into our tradition and look into our the way that we have learned how to run ships, we will have a better chance than others.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.